Okay, hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to build your own temperature probe sensor and wirelessly sending temperature readings to your phone using the built-in Bluetooth module. Okay, now the data logging app which I am using for this example today is called Phyphox. Now, first, this works for any microcontroller, whether you're using Arduino or Raspberry Pi, or in this case, I'm using ESP32 microcontroller. There are three main reasons why I'm using ESP32 instead of Arduino. Okay, so the first reason is because it is cheap and it works the same as an Arduino. It costs about £7 or less, and you can get it as low as £2 from AliExpress sent from China. And second, it has a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module built in. Okay, so this means that you don't need to install any extra module to this microcontroller. And if you look at the form factor of it, it's tiny with the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth already installed. It's great. Third and lastly, you can code it using the same sketch as an Arduino by installing the ESP32 library in Arduino IDE. So this means that it makes it so easy and accessible to anyone, where you can just code it on the same software that some of us probably have experience using, which is the Arduino IDE. Okay. Okay, now let's get started with our DIY. Okay, your first start is to follow the instructions on this website. Okay, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. I'm not going to show you here because the instructions are pretty clear and it's really straightforward. However, I recommend you to do this on a breadboard, okay, with jumper wires and try it out and use the code and check if it's working, if you're getting readings before you actually solder it to the circuit board. I'm using the normal method. If you can see on the link, it has normal method and parasite method. I use the normal method because I've tried the parasite method. Maybe I didn't wire it properly or something. It just doesn't work. And now once you complete it and test it, you can see here, I'll solder it to a tiny circuit board because I'm trying to make it really small form factor, really, easy to use and easy to take away or change it or whatever. So you may solder them so it looks like this. Right? I haven't been soldering for a while. I can't remember the last time I've been soldering. I need some practice, but yeah, look at that. This is really a rough cut. I've used these pliers to cut it out and it came out like that. But it works, it's fine. And if you can see here are the three wires. These three wires are going to connect to my ESP32 to the pins. So if you can see here is my ESP32. Okay, so the red wire is going to be the power, which in this case is a 3 volts pin. Now there we go. I have my temperature probe. All I need is to power it up, transfer, upload the sketch from the computer on here, and it should run as expected. Okay, so this is the website. Links is in the description. Thank you to Random Nerd Tutorial. So the temperature sensor that we're using, the DS18B20, which is a temperature probe sensor. There's two versions of it, which is one of this one, but we are using the waterproof version here. So you just need to follow all of the instructions here. I've used in the normal mode, which works quite well. And then you make sure you have all the libraries installed, your ESP32 libraries installed, all of that. And then here is the code, the main part of it. Now I'm going to click view code. Okay, now here we go. That's the code, the important bit. Now let's go to our Arduino. Okay, now once Arduino is up, you go to File, Examples. You need to look for ESP32, which is here. You need to look for Bluetooth BLE, which is here, BLE. Arduino, you need to select Notify, which is the one that we're using for this example. Select that. And then it will open up a template, an example, shown here. I'm going to enlarge it. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick summary of how this is going to work. First of all, I'm not an expert when it comes to Bluetooth technology or even electronics, Arduino ESP32, but this is what I've learned and it works for me, so I'm just sharing what I found. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick summary of how this is going to work. Okay, so the ESP32, which is connected to our temperature sensor, right? It has its own Bluetooth technology. Did I make the logo correctly? Can't remember. But it has its own Bluetooth module. Okay, so this device has a unique ID. This is called service UUID, which is a unique identification number. Okay, now the temperature reading, so I'm going to connect this to the probe, for example. Temperature, this temperature reading is attached to another unique ID. In this case, it's called characteristics UUID. Now, the readings, which is in this case in Celsius, has its own unique ID. Okay. Now, the same as the readings in Fahrenheit, it has its own unique UUID. Okay. So when this device is connected to a mobile phone, when it's first connected, it's gonna look for the service UUID. Okay, it's gonna look for a service UUID. Once it's connected, it's linked, it's attached, it's created a connection. Once it's created a connection, these characteristics will start to be notifying the device. Okay, once it's connected, this ID, whatever it is, in this case, the temperature in Celsius, will start to be transmitting to the device. Okay. Now, here's the example. I'm just going to focus on a few bits of this example because I'm not going to go through each line of the code. The first important bit is this one, service UUID. As per my video just now, is about the explanation. This is going to be the unique ID for your ESP32. The characteristics UUID, which will be for your reading in Celsius and also reading in Fahrenheit. It must be separate. So I'm going to show you, you can create another characteristic. One is for Celsius and one is for Fahrenheit. Okay, here is the UUID. You can generate randomly the UUID by going to uuidgenerator.net, which looks like this. Okay, just refresh and then just copy the code and paste it there. Okay. And then if you scroll down to here, here's the loop part. You should have some familiar with Arduino. So this is the code that is going to run once it's past the setup. Now here is when the device is connected. If device is connected, what is it going to do? Okay, we're going to change this to our code, whereby when device is connected, we're going to start sending the temperature readings, right? This part, two parts here, when it is connected and when it's connected, I'm not going to bother with that. You can change it whatever you want with that, but I'm just going to keep it as it is because it works for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is, from the code that was here, okay, you should have tested it out just like this, okay, to your ESP32 and make sure it works in the first place. Okay, just to make sure your wiring and everything works properly, to make sure you're on the right pin number, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste the parts on here to the correct parts on the Bluetooth template. Now, for example, here, anything in the header, which means before the setup, we're going to copy this part here. And then I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to paste that anything before the setup. Okay, anything before this. I'm going to put it with quite light at the top here. Okay, I'm going to put it here, paste. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to tidy it up, so just going to show you so you get the idea. Okay. Now, so when the device is connected, the sensor is going to request temperature. Now I'm going to get temperature reading in Celsius and temperature reading in Fahrenheit. I'm going to get temperatures here. And then on the serial monitor, I'm going to get the temperature in Celsius and the temperature in Fahrenheit. And I'm going to delay for 5,000 milliseconds. And then I'm going to start reading again, another set of new temperature, new reading. And it's going to continue to loop. Okay, now this part here is from the Bluetooth part. So the P characteristic in this case, the Celsius, is going to set the value, this from the template, set the value to integer value of 4. And then the characteristic going to notify, just going to notify the phone. And then the phone going to have that value of 4. It's a random number 4, a static number 4. And then the value going to go up. Now it's going to 5. And then the mobile phone going to get number 5. And then 6. And then 7. And then the delay is 3 milliseconds, right? But instead of sending random numbers from the ESP32 to your phone, instead we're going to send the readings, which is in this case is the temperature Celsius, right? So I'm going to set the value for the characteristic as temperature Celsius. So easy, I'm just going to copy temperature Celsius and paste it here, replace it. So that means the characteristic, I'm going to set a value to the characteristic, which is temperature C. So I'm going to get from here. And then I'm going to send that data to notify the mobile phone. Okay, the data. However, I'm going to delete this because we're not going to use value. And then delay 3 milliseconds, which is too quick. Which means that, yeah, I don't want it to be too quick because, well, depending on what you're using the temperature reading for, if you're getting reading every 3 milliseconds, it's not going to be much difference to your temperature, and you're going to get massive data, like a lot of data, too many. So instead, I'm just going to keep it at 5,000. So instead, I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to put it at the bottom here. Okay. Now we've got our code here. There you go. Okay, now it's going to send me the readings in temperature in Celsius. So here you go to https phyphox.org.editor. I'm going to put the link in the description and the title. I'm going to create another title, temperature sensor. You can add a category if you want. In this case, ESP32. So that means it show up on the app in a nice category. So you can add more experiment in the same category if you have more sensors, if you want to add it. I'm going to just leave it. You can customize it if you want to leave it like that. I'm going to go to input. In this case, we're getting data from the outside, in this case from sensors. So I can add new input type here. I'm going to add Bluetooth, add this module, identification, a device name, and service UID. So in this case, I'm going to write down the name of the device, ESP32, ESP32. Oh, in fact, did I change the name? Yes, the name is ESP32 here. Right, create the build device as the name is ESP32. You can change it if you want, and then just do the same here. Service UUID, copy and paste from your sketch. There we go, service UUID. The mode we're using notification, correct. Subscribe and start. No, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Output, what I'm going to get from that, this is going to be the characteristic. Now, characteristic, where is the UUID? There we go. Here it is, a Celsius. Copy and paste. And here is something that you need to do. If you see here, conversion function, you're not going to get a string from your Bluetooth ESP32. You need to convert it so that you're going to get meaningful information, meaningful data. Because if it show up a string, let's show this random number that you don't understand what it means, what is it in Celsius. So what you need to do is you need to convert it to float 32 little Indian, if I spell it correctly. You can hover on here So you can see the options. In this case, I'm going to use float 32 little Indian. Okay, now this is going to be the temperature in Celsius. I'm going to add another one, the same one. Okay, however, in this case, I'm going to add in the extra field, I'm going to add time. Okay, what this means is it's going to give me the time when the data is being notified. Okay, so that's my input. Output, not going to need it. I'm going to go to views. I'm going to add a new view. I'm going to add the value. And I'm going to add this element. I want to label it. Sure. In fact, no, I'm not going to label it. No, I'm not going to label it. I'm going to put unit. I'm going to type Celsius, so it will show up whatever the number is, Celsius. I'm going to leave the precision size. I'm going to make it quite big. I'm going to do 5. And then, yep, just leave it as it is. Should be okay. And then I'm going to analysis. So here's the important bit here. Okay, so the Bluetooth gonna give me readings. Okay, this one, the Celsius output number 1, the number 25 degrees Celsius or whatever. So you need to drag this to the input over here. Okay, so that means whatever number here will be shown in the view section on your app here, the input. Okay, that should be enough. However, remember previously what I did in the input, I add a time field here. Right, I'm going to plot a graph, right? The graph of temperature against time. So I'm going to find out how much the temperature has changed over time. So I'm going to go to the view. I'm going to add an element, which is a graph. Add this element. I'm going to put this at the top. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that. X as its label is going to be time in seconds. Y as its label, the temperature, in this case in Celsius. Just going to put C. Sorry. Yeah, I can't remember what it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'm just leave that, whatever, as default. And then I'm going to analysis. Now, here we go. Now, the x-axis, which is time, just output number 2. Drag in there. Okay, and then the actual value corresponding to the time, just output number 1, gonna go to y. Okay, I will get a graph. Now that's it. Okay, however, once you've got all of the setup, you might want to export this data as CSV or an Excel document, whatever. So you go to export. You need to select how your data export format looks like. So add a new export set. Okay, I'm gonna add an element. So I'm gonna add the time first. Output number 2. So that means sort of like the first column, time, seconds, and I'm gonna add another one, which is output number 1, which is gonna be temperature, Celsius. So that means the first column is gonna be time. The second column is gonna be temperature. Right, so you can have that set of data and you can do whatever you want on it on your computer. Okay, now that should be enough, sufficient. I'm not going to tidy up, you can make it a lot nicer, whatever, but this is the basics. Now you go to download or transfer. Okay, now here are the few ways of you to get this working on your phone. So on your Phyphox app, there we go. And then at the top here, there's a plus. And then add experiment from QR code. And I'm going to scan that code, which is on your computer. So you can generate online QR code, or you can generate offline QR code. And then once you scan it, it should show up like that. Right, that is your, if you can see there, that is your graph. And that is your reading. So when you connect to it and you press play, it should be able to give you readings. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to power this device, the ESP32, and get the sketch in there. And then I have my phone here. Right, I'm going to connect the to the ESP32 via Bluetooth, and I'm going to try get some readings. All right. Before that, I'm also going to try using the LightBlue app to see if we're getting something or not before we using the Phyphox app. Okay, if I go to LightBlue app, okay, and then now this app here, okay, you can see it's the way it works is that it enables the mobile phone to check its surroundings for any Bluetooth devices, whether Bluetooth BLE, Bluetooth low energy, or any Bluetooth device. If you can see here, there's a lot of Bluetooth around me, right? There's a lot of Bluetooth emitting their service UUID, and then here is what's nearby, okay, that can be picked up by my phone. Now, I'm gonna power this ESP32. Okay, lighting up. Gonna restart it. Okay, see if I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna refresh. Am I gonna get anything? There we go. I've got ESP32. Let me show you here. ESP32. Select it. Now here is what's happening. Okay. There's two characteristics. Okay. Now this one, it says here, this is the name ESP32, and this is your UUID. This is the service UUID of this device, and then here are the characteristics. Okay, because I have set on my sketch, one characteristic is for Celsius, one characteristic is for Fahrenheit. Now that's why there are two here. Now if I tap on show, okay, it says here all of the other properties and settings of the device. Now let's say I'm going to select the first characteristics, okay, and then if you can see here, here is the number, here is the readings, okay. However, if you look at it, it's like a weird set of numbers. Now I can change it. If you can see, it has, I can convert that number, okay, in this case, for example, this, like that, okay, and I can listen for notifications. Okay, now that means it's giving me readings. It's giving me readings, right? It's continuously giving me readings. Okay, now there's a time at the bottom there, and it continues giving me readings. Okay, okay, now I'm on my Phyphox app. Right, I've already got it here. So it's here ESP32 sensors, ESP32 temperature probe. So I'm going to tap on that. And then I'm going to ask which device. All right, based on my setup on the editor, I've made it specific. Right, it's only going to show the Bluetooth device with this name. Otherwise, you'll be a lot of devices, and it keep scrolling and might miss out. I'm going to find whatever. So I'm going to select that, and it's connected already. Now I can change the setup on the editor, experiment editor, where once it's connected, I'm going to start reading it straight away. However, instead of that, you need to press play for it to be able to get data. Okay. Now that's what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure that I'm ready first, and then I'm going to hit play, and it's going to give me data. Okay. When I tap play, there, I'm getting data. And if you look at the graph there, okay, one data is in Celsius, one is in Fahrenheit. Okay. Now if I hold on to this probe, you can see the temperature is going up. Okay, see the graph as well. And one is in Celsius, one is in Fahrenheit. Okay, and then I can, hopefully it's going to go down, it's going to decrease, the probe is there. Yeah, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. Now I can enlarge the graph. So the graph is time over time, how much the temperature has changed. That's why in the settings, there's another field for time, the characteristics. So I'm going to tap on that, as you can see there. I can scroll, I can zoom in, I can pick a data. Okay, so I can pick a data there. 31 seconds, what is the temperature reading? I can do a lot of things. I can find out the difference. the gradient, whatever. I can export this data if I want to. Okay, I can take a screenshot. I can do as per usual on a Phyphox app, right? So yeah, that's it from me today for this video. Right, it's been such a cool little project. There's a couple of improvements that I'm gonna make, which is going to be in another video. A few things that I'm gonna change is that I'm installing a battery to this ESP32 so that it can be powered by battery, and it makes it portable. Doesn't have to be plugged in. And then I am going to make a modular. I'm going to make it modular, which means I'm not going to need this pins like this and with the wires. That means I can just snap it in or plug it in using some kind of a connector interface, maybe a USB. I'm not so sure yet at the moment. And lastly, I have to finalize a 3D printed case for this. There'll be a few more videos coming soon from me. We're gonna make a lot of other sensors as well. For example, I've got this sensor ready to be made. I've got a pressure sensor. I've got some light infrared sensor here, which is the next project. So, and then the idea is to make this really simple, really easy to make, and you can log the data on the phone and make it really compact as possible. But that's the idea. Now, if you're interested to know more or to watch more of this type of videos, don't forget to subscribe and give it a like and leave a comment if you have any questions or any ideas what I can make, okay, in this lockdown. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day, everyone. Bye.